there are tremendous benefits to attending a U.S. Institution, and there are a couple that kind of stand out in my mind as at the end of all these experiences that I have. One being flexibility, and that's an important benefit that's lacking in many university systems, especially undergraduate education. U.S. education allows students to not only select the courses that best address their academic interests, it also gives them time to figure out what they'd like to study and who they'd like to become and really accomplish their academic dream. So you don't really need to select your major when you're 14 and then get really set on that career. Especially the system of GE, general education, at the undergraduate level allows students the flexibility to choose the courses, the flexibility to choose the sequence. So if you're really bright and energetic student, you can really finish your courses shorter than the allotted time. So for example, when I studied at my undergraduate institution, I finished in 2.5 years, which is entirely possible. It's a little crazy, but the system allows it. So that's the beauty of the U.S. education system. Another thing is that while you're taking your general education classes, you can meet students from all the different departments and different majors, so you don't have to be locked into that group. Like in many European institutions, you go with them for 5 years. You can really make friends from all over the campus, and you can make up your mind, and you can switch your major if you would like. And that's a beautiful thing. It really makes you a more well-rounded professional once you go through that system. The United States still offers competitive education in many fields and is the pioneer in introducing many subjects of study that are not available in many countries. U.S. is still the leader in many cutting-edge programs and what I call the hottest fields of the future. And of course, my institution now is based in Silicon Valley, which is the world capital of computer technology, and many of the latest technologies and products are coming out there, and the nearby colleges and universities are absorbing those technologies and offering the latest courses. So it's really the best place to study fields like information technology, database management. But if you think about some fields like bioinformatics, how many people in how many countries know what bioinformatics is? So that's a very unique combination of biology and information technology. So you can come and study that in the United States, and then you will be a very rare professional when you return back to your home country. Fields like entrepreneurship even. Many students all around the world would want to start their own business or major in business, but they rarely understand what it takes to be a manager or to start your own company. So entrepreneurship at the undergraduate level actually is quite rare. So Foothill College right now has a new program in entrepreneurship, and we have a fantastic business plan competition where any student from any major can write up a business plan, submit their idea, and then they present to Silicon Valley professionals who are judges on the panel. So our founding board member, I think, is from Sun Microsystems, the ex-CEO of Sun Microsystems, and the judges come from companies like Google. So you're presenting to either real venture capital firms or you're presenting to Silicon Valley companies, and it's truly an amazing experience. And you're only doing that in your freshman and sophomore year, which is amazing. And feels like animation and video game development, again, is probably best taught in the United States, and Silicon Valley is home to the highest concentration of video game development companies like Pixar, DreamWorks, and many of the professors at DeAnza College come from those companies and worked on movies like Finding Nemo and Shrek. So you're really getting this access to expensive industry knowledge and connection to the industry that you don't get in a lot of other university systems around the world. My experience in being a student and a teacher and administrator in the United States is this focus on experiential opportunities through internships, through projects that involve community service, or working on different projects that help community organizations and local small businesses, perhaps writing accounting plans or writing business plans or their marketing plans. So you're helping a real institution while you're learning, and programs like outreach to the industry and networking events. It's truly the biggest advantage I see for international students studying in the United States is this connection to maybe former alumni who occupy interesting positions in companies, and this focus on building and creating networking opportunities that serve students well when they graduate. There is a conception or a perception, I guess, that United States education is quite expensive and is not affordable and out of reach for many students. So the two-year college system actually helps to dispel that myth by providing outstanding opportunities to cut the cost of the bachelor's degree in half at least. So most two-year community colleges would cost between $5,000 and $7,000 a year, and Foothill DeAnza Colleges right now are about $5,300 for a whole year of tuition. And while you're studying there for 2 years, you're completing the same courses of major U.S. universities, particularly those that are on our articulation agreements, for example, UC Berkeley, or even private institutions like University of Southern California, Pepperdine, St. Mary's, for example, or Santa Clara, and you're not paying their tuition for the first 2 years. So when you transfer, you receive course credit, but you saved the difference on the cost. This is again one of the distinctive elements of the U.S. institutions is the amount of support services that are available for international students, and the inspiration that college and the university produces international students to succeed. And this is actually the mission of many college and universities to make sure that international students are not only there for a limited period of time, is that they're there to improve themselves, to get adjusted and to be successful. So many colleges and universities offer mandatory orientation programs, and Foothill and DeAnza Colleges hold a mandatory orientation about 1 month before the start of our academic quarter. And the orientation is 4 days of orientation that includes information on immigration and visa regulations, so the students are aware of what applies to them as F1 students, so they don't get into trouble and they know how it works in advance. We have an immigration advisor on each of our campuses who presents a series of presentations. We also invite different campus resources and different campus services so that international students will be acquainted with the honors program, for example, that gives students an opportunity to take challenging courses and then have special admissions agreements with top universities, like a preferred admission with UCLA. We also hold a mandatory counseling class after the orientation and before the classes start. The main benefits of using EducationUSA officers is they're quite knowledgeable in the admissions procedure, in getting scholarships, financial aid. Many EducationUSA advisors have the opportunity to visit the United States and attend different campus tours. So we've had the privilege to host many EducationUSA advisors, so they know firsthand what it is like to be a student, and then when they are advising in their home country, you can rely on them for giving correct information. EducationUSA advisors have a connection with the U.S. consulate or U.S. embassy in their respective city, and many times they can provide information on U.S. visa issuance or application. And if you have students who are contacting you from that particular country, I very often outsource them to the EducationUSA office where they can get that information. And they also host a range of workshops and seminars in their centers, which are free and a wonderful opportunity for students and families to find out about the application process and additional government funding that may be available. And they also host pre-departure orientation, which are a fantastic resource for students who are looking to information on adjustment to the U.S. institution.